Now, we've already done a player review for Hamsik and then also Abedi Pele, and up next on the list, man, is our final player from the base Hero Matchday player pick, Ivan Cordoba. Cordoba is an 87 rated card. He has the controlled acceleration type, right footed with 2-star skill moves and 3-star weak foot. Now, as of recording the video, boys, Cordoba is currently going on the market for 270,000 coins, which is a little bit more expensive compared to like the price of the SBC. Now, with Cordoba, he is only like 5'8", and he does have the Aerial Fortress playstyle plus, which obviously isn't the greatest of playstyle pluses for him to have. He can only play the center back position, and looking at his in-game stats in a bit more detail, I mean, he does have incredible pace, defending, and physicality. The reactions and composure for a center back, not too bad either. He does have 84 reactions and then also 82 composure, but with only 3 different playstyles, is he going to be a top tier center back, and is he going to be worth actually picking up? Now, we did give him the Shadow Chem style, so he does have 93 acceleration and then also 91 sprint speed for a center back at this stage of FC 26, man. That's honestly insane. And then it also gives him 93 defending, so 92 pace and 93 defending for a center back at this stage of the game is honestly very, very solid. He does have that smaller build, and he does have pretty good reactions and composure as well, so he should be pretty responsive in game. The physical side to his game is going to be really interesting to test out because for the most part, he does have really good physical stats, 94 jumping with the Aerial Fortress playstyle plus, and then he does also have 84 strength and 89 aggression, but with the smaller build in game, are those stats going to be like a bit of a lie? Now, in terms of playstyles, boys, this is where things get really interesting because he does only have 3 different playstyles, and I feel like only 1 out of the 3 are actually going to be effective in game. He has the Aerial Fortress playstyle plus, which for someone who is 5'8", I feel like that's going to kind of like cancel out. Precision header, not too important either, and then he does have jockey. But for a center back at this stage of FC 26 to not have like the block, intercept, anticipate, relentless, man, there's a lot of playstyles that he is missing that are really important. So with the way that the card is set up, boys, I mean, he does have defender player role plus, that's a huge positive. That's easily the best player role for a center back to have, and that's the player role that we're going to go ahead and test him out in today's video. So without further ado, man, it's going to be really interesting to compare him with Marek Hamsik and then also Abedi Pele. So let's go ahead and jump into game number 1 and let's see how good this card really is. Alright, boys, here we are jumping into game number 1 using Cordoba. We are coming up against a 4-2-3-1 SCN Rai card, words Abedi Pele. We did do a play review on him as well. Definitely go ahead and check out that video. That's a pretty good team. Now with Cordoba, boys, the main talking point is going to be whether or not like the lack of playstyles affects the card too much because he does have really good stats. As you guys know, currently in FC 26, a lot of people are saying that like playstyles are more important than stats, so it's going to be really interesting to see how much that affects his game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a corner in the 7th minute, so let's go ahead and try to use the Aerial Fortress playstyle plus. He is only 5'8", but he does have really good jumping. It's not bad, boys. That's actually not too bad. Does have Florian Wirtz making that run. This is where the manual defending is going to be really important. Does have the jockey playstyle, and yeah, man, like with his smaller build, I feel like he's definitely going to be like a quick and responsive type of center back. Now, I do want to test out his long range passing as well, so let's go ahead and signal our fullback to make that run, and then we're going to go LBRBX. It's not bad, boys. It's not bad. That pass, like in general, is just like really OP. We can maybe test that out a little bit more like throughout the video. Cordoba, that's good pressure right there, boys. The physicality, he does have really good physical stats. So he should be a very strong player both on and off the ball. That's a pretty good challenge. Cordoba, that's a lovely step, man. Okay. I mean, still pretty early on in the player review, but the manual defending is very good with jockey. Now, it's actually a really good opportunity to maybe test out his recovery speed a little bit. He is going to play it through the middle. I'm going to go second man press. Oh, he is very quick, boys. The recovery speed right there felt great. Got back into position very quickly with him. All right, boys, corner in the 34th minute. Let's see if we can maybe try to get a goal with Cordoba. Test out the Aerial Fortress playstyle plus a little bit more. He did win the header again, man. That's the second time that he's won that header. It's just like our aim should be a little bit better. Abedi Pele, this guy's not afraid to like just dribble. Recovery speed. That's good physicality, boys. Good physicality. Obviously, he doesn't have the bruiser playstyle, so I mean, that's also a bit of a letdown. I feel like we should have got possession right there, but no, don't fear, boys. Cordoba's in the right place at the right time. That's a big tackle. I'm kind of tempted to step right here, but let's just see if we can cut off the passing lane. Recovery speed. Did kind of send us right there, boys. Good save from Lemons. Cordoba. Good recovery speed. Oh, that's a great tackle, man. Great tackle again. It's also going to allow us to spring into a counter attack. Pulisic. We do have Chetki making that run. We'll try to play to him. La Croqueta. Estabao. Oh, that's a great step, man. It's a great step. This guy does have Marquinhos, and Marquinhos is still like one of the best center backs in the game. I think we put a lot of power behind that. Yeah, we're not going to get to that. Oh, we actually are, boys. Okay. I don't know why the Aerial Fortress playstyle plus like isn't like popping up on the screen, but aerially he's actually been pretty good. Hold up, reverse back to him. I know you're not going to be playing like this with him, boys, but hold up. Let him cook. Let him cook. Cancel. Cordoba, tight angle. It's not bad, boys. It's not bad. We'll take another corner. Ooh, that was actually very good from Diani. I kind of want to give him a little bit of space just so that we can bait him to go for that pass, and then we step with Cordoba. Just because of, like, how responsive he is. Whenever you step with him, like, you definitely have the pace to kind of, like, get back into position. It's a good tackle again. Cherki. I got to try to get my team a little bit further forward. That's actually a really good ball. Cherki just going to keep taking our space. He's got to make a decision. Cut back. Near post, man. Allison is low-key kind of saving him. Left a little bit of space right there, boys. I don't think we're going to catch up. No, we do, man. That's actually insane recovery speed. Okay, man. So, like, stats-wise, a very good center back. Play style-wise, he's lacking a little bit. Corner number 7, boys. I'm not the greatest at corners, but Cordoba is also not the greatest of players to whip it into. I stand corrected, boys. I stand corrected. It did take a massive deflection, but we'll take it. I'm going to step, boys. Ooh, we don't get the tackle right there. That's a little bit unlucky because I feel like the tackle was actually pretty decent, but just didn't get enough on it. Second man press. Ooh, we don't get the interception, boys. He's going to try to cut that back in. That's a good block. Very good block. The one thing that's working so well with the card, boys, is like, even if you're a little bit out of position or if you just get off balanced a little bit when using Cordoba, you can recover pretty easily with him. All right, boys, straight into game number 2 we go, and so far, so good. I think that is safe to say, like, for this stage of FC 26, you can still kind of get away with using Cordoba because his stats are really good. But kind of like in a couple of months or something, it's going to be a lot more difficult to use him just because of like the amount of special cards and the amount of promo cards we're going to end up getting. If you are really good at manual defending, I feel like you can still make a really solid center back. We should be scoring right there, boys. My aim has to be better. But again, man, with him missing like the intercept playstyle, the anticipate playstyle, we all know how important that is. So that definitely affects his game. We do have a corner right here, boys. Let's just try to whip it in. Kind of like near post. Do win the header. It's not bad. The Aerial Fortress playstyle has been a little bit... That's a tidy finish. The Aerial Fortress playstyle, I mean, you do win a couple headers with Cordoba, but I wouldn't say it's anything too crazy. This guy does have a pretty good team. He's going to try to play it through. Nice. See, like, again, boys, like, we're controlling Cordoba. Like, he's very quick. He's very responsive. So if you, like, anticipate what your opponent's going to do, like, he's still a very good center back. He does have that space through the middle. I don't think he's going to try to play. He does have Stoichkov up top. That's a good tackle again, boys. I didn't even make that tackle. That was just the AI. All right, boys, let's just go ahead and play it short. With Cordoba, I'm going to try to go long again. What a ball, man. What a ball. I don't even think that's like him having good passing. I just feel like that's that pass being very OP in game. So if you are struggling to break down your opponent, I know it's a little bit ratty, but you can definitely use that. L1, R1 square or LB, RBX, depending on the console that you're on. Cordoba, I kind of want to step right here. You might try to play it through. He did play it a lock. Cordoba, great manual defending. Like, he's so good to track with, especially with him having the jockey playstyle. Ooh, he does have that space through the middle. Let's go second man press just to slow him down a little bit. And then with Cordoba, go with the manual defending. That's actually been working really well. You just give your opponent a little bit of space, then you go second man press, and then you make the tackle. We're actually moving the ball pretty well at the moment. Park. That's a great run, boys. Over the top into Pulisic. Great touch. Go for the shot. Lovely finish, boys. That's decent counterattacking football. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is us using Cordoba in a few games of Division Rivals. And I will say, for at this stage of FC 26, he's a center back that can still most definitely get the job done. Like, he's very quick with the shadow chem style. He's very responsive. And the tackling with him was still really good, in my opinion. Because not too many people really cross the ball in FC 26, I feel like you can still get away with using a center back that is a little bit smaller, especially if he is very quick and responsive like Cordoba. But keep in mind, boys, it's almost December, January. So, I mean, we're going to have the Winter Wildcard promo. We're going to have Team of the Year just around the corner as well. How long can he really be a center back in your starting 11 with only 3 playstyles? And out of the 3 playstyles, the only one that is effective is the jockey. So like the manual defending with the card was really nice, especially with his 80 agility and 91 balance. But then like the AI defending wasn't anything too crazy. He doesn't have anticipate. He doesn't have intercept. So that definitely lets the card down a little bit. I feel like Cordoba is a really good example of like what a lot of people are currently talking about in FC 26, because you can have really good stats, but if you don't have a specific playstyle that's really important, like how much does that really affect his game? Like with Cordoba, he has really good pace defending and physicality, but he's also missing a lot of playstyles that are really important. So that definitely affects the card's game. So for this stage of FC 26, I feel like he can still make a very effective center back in game if you are really good at manual defending, but like in a couple weeks, a couple of months, man, he's not going to be very effective at all. Now from the player pick, you can choose between Marek Hamšík Hamsik, Abedi Pele, and then also Cordoba. And I'm going to say that Hamsik is the best option from the player pick. At number 2, I'm going Abedi Pele, and then number 3, Cordoba. As of recording the video, he is going on the market for like 270,000 coins, which is a tad bit expensive, boys. And I wouldn't really waste like an 85, an 86, and 287 rated teams to go ahead and pick him up. Keep in mind, boys, a couple days ago, we did get the I'll Protect You evolution, and a lot of people did use like Adair, Militao, Ibanez, players like that, and I would say that they're a little bit more effective in game compared to Cordoba. One thing that I do want to go ahead and mention, if Cordoba can get like a couple special cards throughout the year where he gets like a lot more playstyles and like a better playstyle plus, then I feel like he's going to be a top center back in game, man, just because of like how quick and responsive he is. But for 260,000 coins worth of fodder, man, I feel like the other two options are a lot better and a lot more effective in game, so I would probably stay away from this one. But that is going to be the end of today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, definitely let me know by leaving a like. Comment down below what player you guys would like to see next in another player review, and then also consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. I've been your boy Bulba, and I'll catch you guys in another one very, very soon. Peace.